Let me tell you about something that happened 11 years ago. Something I still haven't been able to forget. I was a senior at Sacramento High School in California. It was an ordinary Tuesday. I remember the date clearly. April 24th, 2012. The weather was warm and clear, typical of Sacramento. I had just arrived at school, parked my bike in the lot, and entered the building. I even remember the smell of disinfectant in the hallways. It's funny how the brain remembers such small details. That day, something strange caught my attention early on. There was a man standing across the street from the school entrance. He was just standing there, motionless. He was wearing a faded military-style jacket, black jeans, and a cap pulled down to cover half his face. At first I thought he was just a homeless guy, but he was too clean, too still, like he was waiting for something. Classes started, and I forgot about him. But during the second period, around 10:30 a.m., the fire alarm went off. Not the regular drill sound. It was urgent, high-pitched, almost like a scream. We all stood up and started heading toward the exits, but something felt wrong. As we got to the main hallway, chaos broke out. Students were running in all directions. Some were screaming. One girl collapsed right in front of me. I didn't understand what was going on until I heard the gunshots, one after another, echoing through the halls. I turned and saw him, the same man from earlier. He had somehow entered the school. I don't know how he got past the security, but there he was, walking calmly down the hall, a shotgun in his hands. Not running, not hiding, just walking, like he had all the time in the world. I froze. I couldn't move. He passed just 10 feet from me. He looked at me and smiled. That smile haunts me to this day. He wasn't shooting at random. He chose who to shoot. One teacher tried to stop him. He was shot in the chest, point blank. Another student tried to run, shot in the back, but he didn't say a word. Not until he reached the main stairwell. Then he shouted something I'll never forget. "I will find you all." And then, just as quickly, he vanished. He wasn't caught. Police found no fingerprints, no ID, nothing. We saw him on the security footage, but his face was always half covered. 7 people died that day. 11 were injured. I was one of the lucky ones. Or maybe not. Because what haunts me isn't just what happened. It's him. That face. That voice. That sentence. "I will find you all." I still hear it in my dreams. 11 years have passed. I'm 29 now. I moved out of California and settled in Bend, Oregon, trying to build a quiet life. I work remotely in IT support. I don't go out much. Crowded places still make me uneasy. For years I thought I had managed to leave that day behind me. But a month ago, it started again. It began with a dream. I was walking down the same hallway from high school, and I could hear his footsteps behind me. Slow, heavy, just like before. When I turned around, I saw him again. Same jacket, same hat, same smile. I woke up in a cold sweat, my heart racing. I tried to brush it off as trauma, a memory triggered by some random news article. But then, 3 days later, I got a letter in the mail. No return address. Inside was a single piece of paper. On it, written in all caps with a black marker, were 5 words. "I told you I'd find you." My hands went numb. I dropped the letter like it was burning. I didn't tell anyone. Not my girlfriend. Not even the police. What would I say? That someone from a school shooting 11 years ago had mailed me a letter? That a man who vanished without a trace somehow knew where I lived now? I told myself it was a prank, a sick joke, maybe someone from the old school trying to mess with me. But that night, something happened that made me realize this wasn't a joke. Around 2:15 a.m., I heard the sound of gravel crunching outside my window. At first I thought it was a raccoon or some stray animal, but then I saw the shadow. Someone was standing across the street, still as a statue. I turned off the light, stepped away from the window, and called the police. By the time they arrived, the figure was gone. But they did find something. Stuck under my windshield wiper was another piece of paper. This time it said, "You'll see me soon." I moved out of that house the very next day. I stayed in a hotel for a week before crashing at a friend's place. I haven't seen or heard anything since. But every day, I feel like I'm being watched. Every shadow makes me jump. Every creak in the walls makes my stomach turn. Some people think trauma fades with time, but sometimes it doesn't fade. It follows you. And if what I fear is true, he's still out there, watching, waiting. And someday, maybe tomorrow, maybe 10 years from now, he will come back.